6 years of insanity, 6 years of modding challenges, 6 years of modders vying for the throne of madness and the favour of our Lord Sheogorath. As we return once again to the arena of gladiatorial creativity, let us just take a moment and look back at the years past of Morrowind Modding Madness before we introduce the teams of the 2022 season. In 2016, 4 teams entered to vie for conquest, faring a brutal month of 4 modding challenges with only 1 week to complete each mod. 4 teams entered, but only Team Wretched Netch claimed the throne, wowing audiences and judges alike with their tributes to Lord Sheogorath, especially Andrano Ancestral Tomb Remastered and the Wabbajack. In 2017, 6 teams entered to claim a crown, facing an endurance-wrecking 2-month-long affair with 4 modding challenges and only 2 weeks to build each mod. 6 teams entered, but 3 teams fell apart. Only Team Dreamy Jamora rose to the top upon heights of verticality with their mods Caldera Mines Expanded and Expedition to Muzzlethinned, propelling them to the Throne of Madness. In 2018, 7 teams entered to win fame, embracing a month-long ordeal to build 2 mods each in 2 weeks' time. Through stiff competition, the beauty and grace of Team Dramaquama managed to sway victory and dazzle judges with the scenic Manifold Spires and Kogaroon Expanded. In 2019, 7 teams submitted to the will of Sheogorath, coming once again to face 2 modding challenges each 2 weeks long. Teams were tasked to overhaul and expand the vanilla game, and while they did so, each in their own way, only Team Dandy Daedra achieved true madness thanks to their mods Shao Overgrown and Ebonheart Underworks. In 2020, 6 teams sought glory, joining a month-long affair to build but a single mod for Lord Sheogorath. Though 1 team vanished and 1 team failed to complete, Team Scuttling Scribs achieved greatness with story, song, and home decor with Pimp My Shrine, The Legend of Venicus. And now, in 2022, 10 teams will seek to build themselves a title worthy of madness. But who will win? Who will claim the Throne of Madness, and who will fall short before one of the most endurance-breaking competitions the community has ever known? Only time will tell, but with that out of the way, let's meet the teams for the 2022 season of Morrowind Modding Madness. First up is Team Ancestral Ashcons, composed of Melchior Dog, Judaeus Centeo, Sage, Sealoff, and Peter. With a modding legend in Melchior Dog, one of the community's best dungeon modders with Sealoff, 2 talented interior designers in Peter and Judaeus Centeo, and a quest modder in Sage, Team Ancestral Ashcons is just ideally positioned to unleash a torrent of content, and they're arguably the team to beat this year. But this is just one very competitive season of madness, as can be seen with our next team, the Dark Sisterhood, composed of Danae, Lucifer, JCS, Vidiaquam, and Alice L93. This team of Lady Assassins is one of the better balanced and talented teams in this year's competition, with their own modding legend and a pillar of the community in Danae, the esteemed and talented interior designer Lucifer, MWC coder JCS, author of the popular Map and Compass mod, prolific quest modder Alice L93, and asset creator and animator Vidiaquam. With so much talent, other teams just better watch their backs, and watch out for assassins, or they may find themselves falling to the Sisterhood's blades of creativity. Next, we have Team Goblin Goblins, composed of Globe Malo, Joseph McKean, Callanter, Belligerent, and Prof Armitage. A team of mostly newbies to madness, Prof Armitage, D&D enthusiast, quest and dungeon modder, is the only goblin with madness experience, but the rest of the team has just a fair bit of experience with the 48-hour mod jams, so this is hardly their first competition. In addition to Prof Armitage, Globe Malo and Callanter have both released quest mods in the past, though Callanter has also just made a number of just really beautiful and unique location mods, like the really scenic Balaku, the Lonely Towers. Joseph McKean has released a number of small gameplay and immersion mods, and Belligerent has previously released a town mod and house mod. With a diverse range of skill sets ideally suited towards content mods, the Goblins may well have an appetite for madness, assuming of course they don't bite off more than they can chew before the deadline. Coming up next is Team Tamriel Trash Posters, a professional team of cat givers composed of Enclave Killer, Qualia, Orion, Endoran, and Alistair. Fun fact, Enclave Killer is one of only 2 modders who have appeared in every single Madness competition, despite professing on more than one occasion that he never wants to do Madness again. This time around, he's got one extremely talented team backing him. For the Tamriel Trash Posters aren't just, memers looking for a quick cat fix. They're a highly versatile group with a lot of mixed modding skills. EK, naturally, has a talent for unique quest mods, while Endoran is just a bit of a jack of all trades, releasing a number of immersion, quest, dungeon, town, and even asset mods in the past. Orion has previously released the critically acclaimed Arvesa and Armature's Tale, a quest, companion, and town overhaul mod. Qualia has made everything from MWC gameplay and immersion mods to quest mods. And rounding out the team is asset creator Alistair, and this is actually the first time that Alistair has ever appeared in a Madness competition on a different team from the Drunken Mud Crab. I certainly hope that doesn't lead to some sort of rivalry, but either way, with so much talent, this may finally be Enclave Killer's year to take the throne of Madness. But not without a fight, for our next team is the Provincial Privateers, composed of MW Gek, Tani Katil, Mojo187, Devshaw, and Jackamoff Wackamoff. And that last one, did you name yourself that in order to force me to... I do not care for these shenanigans. But anyway, the first ever Madness team made up entirely of province modders from Project Tamriel and Tamriel Build, the Provincial Privateers know a thing or two about making polished expansion-sized content, even if they're not really great at getting that content released before 2090. With asset creators, interior and exterior designers, and quest writers, they're certainly just well positioned for Madness. And whatever they build will doubtless be of high quality. Other teams will just need to keep an eye on them, or they might just steal victory out from under them, because, they're pirates, that's what they do. Moving on though, next we have Team Ceaseless Centurions, composed of Greatness 7, Remiros, Spammer, Safebox, and Seth Umbra. Greatness 7 is the only other modder to have participated in every Madness competition, and he's also the only modder to have won 3 Madness competitions in a row in 2016, 2017, and 2018. But the Ceaseless Centurions poses a rather curious question. Can you win Madness with a team of MWC coders and no actual quest writers? For aside from Remiros, everyone on the Ceaseless Centurions is a MWC code monkey. But maybe that's enough to get by. After all, with enough coders, one could always just try and do what Team Sexy Slodes tried to do in 2018 with the Ministry of Clarity, and just build a system of dynamic, randomly generating quests to keep the player occupied. Either way though, both Greatness 7 and Remiros are talented at building dungeons and creating assets. And with 3 dedicated MWC coders, with Spammer, Safebox, and Seth Umbra, whatever they build will just certainly look beautiful and have a ton of neat gameplay features. And hopefully also, some content. While the Ceaseless Centurions have coders aplenty, our next team, Team Dreamy Dreamers, composed of Ruffin Vanguard, Billy Fighter, Marquand, Tel Shadow, and Katya Corell, has pretty much the exact opposite problem. The Dreamers don't have any dedicated coders, but with content modding powerhouses like Billy Fighter and Tel Shadow, that's probably not going to be much of an issue. Each of these modders is just immensely talented. Ruffin Vanguard is one of the best armor and clothing crafters in the community, while Billy Fighter is a quest modding machine, almost on par with the interior and exterior creating modding AI of Tell Shadow, while both Marquand and Katya Carell just excel at creating beautiful, atmospheric and unique locations. With the right challenge, this team could well produce greatness, and hopefully their dreams can become reality. Our next modding team is the Mad Crabs, composed of Lady Phoenix Pharaohs, Ryland, Clidium, Lorth, and Moyglass. Another team of mostly newbies, Lady Phoenix Pharaohs is the only experienced Madness veteran on the Mad Crabs, previously competing in 2017, 2018, and 2019. While lacking competition experience, the Mad Crabs do bring a pretty diverse and balanced set of skills to the table, with a MWC coder in Clidium, an asset creator with Lorth, an interior designer in Moyglass, a concept artist with Ryland, and Lady Phoenix Pharaohs is just a bit of a jack of all trades. She's dabbled in just a little bit of everything over the years. Hopefully the Mad Crabs live up to their name and bring something just truly mad to pay tribute to our Lord Sheogorath. And speaking of crabs, we have Team Sexy Slippery Slodes, composed of the Drunken Mud Crab and Detail Devil. A team of 2 quest modders, the Sexy Slippery Slodes is also a team of a Madness veteran and a Madness newbie, as the Drunken Mud Crab has competed in 4 previous Madness competitions, missing only the 2020 competition. And this will be Detail Devil's first Madness. As the smallest team in the 2022 Madness competition, it remains to be seen if they can pull off an upset, or if they'll suffer from a syndrome of too many cooks. Quest modders are, a bit like cats after all. They can be a bit territorial, but who knows? They might just pull off a brilliant quest mod and capture the spirit of madness. Finally, our last team is the Quama Coalition, composed of Danina, Ring Comics, and Olive. Strangers to the Madness competition, this is the Quama Coalition's first foray into the realm of Sheogorath's insanity, and as the second smallest team, they're certainly facing an uphill battle against the Mad Tide. But they have a good set of skills with MWC coder Ring Comics, asset creator Olaf, and a writer and occasional interior designer Danina. Time will tell if these skills can take them to the peak of madness, but they've certainly got a good base to work with. And there you have it, our teams of madness for the 2022 competition. Lord Sheogorath will be pleased to see so many tributes, but now we must reveal the themes of madness and embrace the will of insanity. Now, let us see what Sheogorath wills for us today. And our first theme is Enterprise and Industry. That's certainly an interesting theme with a lot of possibilities, but now let's go and see what we have for our second theme. And our second theme is conflict. So our 2 themes are Enterprise and Industry and Conflict. To say the least, these are very broad themes. There's all sorts of different mods that you could potentially build with these combined themes. You could expand, overhaul, or build upon the game's mining industry. You could add a new East Empire Company questline. You could focus on more nautical aspects with seafaring enterprises, or have a mod that just involves establishing a new town or city. Just remember, whatever you build, it has to match both themes. But anyway, we do still need to generate our optional faction-based objective. So we have add 5 new quests involving the Twin Lamps, either supporting their faction or in opposition to them. Again, this is an optional objective, so you can choose to ignore it, as literally every team did back in 2020. It won't impact your score in any way, but if you do choose to integrate this objective into your mod, you can get an extra prize, a set of game keys to your team. If you can find a way to integrate the Twin Lamps, into your mod, just go for it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. And there we have it. Lord Sheogorath has spoken. You have until November 1st, 6 AM UTC time to submit your mods for Madness. And don't forget to label them as your submission to Madness when you publish them. But anyway, have fun, happy modding, and most importantly, may the madness of creativity be ever in your favor. Best of luck, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you all next time.